Yo guys, this is your favorite Russian, Reinhardt, and today we're gonna be actually doing some ShadowPriest raid Battlegrounds. Now, I'm not the most amazing ShadowPriest in the world right now, and for one particular reason is because I'm still new to the class. But I'm gonna tell you one thing though, I am gonna be practicing and I am gonna get better at the class itself. I got knocked back here, but the first thing what I want you guys to notice is the first thing I did and the first cast I actually casted here. So I'm gonna be mass dispelling here, you guys, as soon as they pop hero, and that is a very viable thing to do as a ShadowPriest. Now, because I got RNG feared and then into a knockback, I had to walk all the way up, but I'm gonna be behind the healers and I'm gonna pop another mass dispel here just so I could actually get rid of that heroism. Now, the very first thing what I found out, when it comes to damage, I go with a Shadow Ward Pain, and after that put a Vampiric Touch. The reason why is because Shadow Ward Pain won't get interrupted, and it does proc Mind Blast, which you will need for further CCs on the enemies and also for a Burst with Devouring Plague. Now let me show you guys a couple of things here really quickly. I did push in the beginning and I pop my AoE Fear and I forced a Tremor. So now would be another perfect opportunity to actually go out here, and I'm gonna Fear here. And their Shaman will be forced to trinket it. I forced two trinkets with my Fear. The first Fear was Tremor, the second Fear the healers was forced trinketed, and now they could be a really good sitting ducks for my DKs, really good swap with the Deep Freeze, and so on and so forth. The thing I found out about ShadowPriest that you have to be very aggressive, almost reckless, but you do have dispersion, you do have shields, you should be fine. But if you're pushing in into the enemy healers really deep, you will be able to CC them a lot. You will be able to let your team and enable your team to do a lot of killing blows. What the ShadowPriest gameplay is, it's sort of like you have to be multi-dotting at the same time, and you have to be CCing too. And when you get those instant cast proc damages, make sure those go towards your actual kill target. And that's the best thing to do. And I'm right now actually just doing a mini 2 seconds disarm horror effect on the Rusty Druid because he was trying to pop a rebirth. And within just a few seconds we were able to wipe the enemy team. By the way, this is not that bad. My ShadowPriest is about 2157 MMR, and even though I only have a 450 weapon, I still did a pretty decent damage. I was somewhere in the middle of the pack. It wasn't anything amazing. I still need a lot of work to be done with my ShadowPriest. But one thing I'm gonna say for sure is that well, our DPS, they're both of their ShadowPriests, to be honest myself, even though I have 450 weapon. But the biggest thing I found out about ShadowPriest is also their amazing utilities. Like, I usually tap on CCs and I usually tap on mass dispels, and that is huge. I dispel 2 to 3 Dark Souls from the Lux per match. I dispel like 4 to 5 different heroism, a lot of different buffs. Even dispelling a mage buff in the middle of the fight from like 2 or 3 casters can be so detrimental and so big. Now at this point in time I'm gonna get Cyclone. I really don't want to waste any of my CCs to prevent that. He's gonna try to clone me again, let him and I basically faded out, and now we capped for I don't know whatever reason is. So we actually were gonna be forced to go back and at the same time try to regain the middle. I believe we capped. Yeah, and at this point in time our mage already assaulted the Blood Elf towers. So, and this is, by the way, is a 2150 team that we're fighting or something like that. So at this point in time I'm gonna have to peel back from the middle here and actually go and go for the probably holding the flag, because believe it or not, your ShadowPriests are incredible node defenders. They have amazing defensives like Disperse, and they have 2 pets, Shadow Fiend and Psy Fiend. Well, they're very fiendy, I would say. I'm actually going to defend the node and help out our warriors because they're trying to ninja cap Anna here. And the thing about ShadowPriests is when you're node defending, you trinket, for example, I don't know, Polymorph, or maybe a really good trap, or even a sap to be honest, and you pump Fiend right away, and for about 20-30 seconds your enemy cannot be able to CC you, capture the flag, because even though if they're gonna full blind you with another CC, you will be able to get them off the flag with your Fiend, Shadow Fiend. But when the Shadow Fiend is about to expire, if you pop the Psy Fiend right on top of the flag, that's another 10 seconds. For roughly about 40 seconds you're virtually unpeelable. During those 40 seconds you can also use your AoE fears to force the first trinket, and use another AoE fear to basically I don't know, to see them for a longer duration. I estimated that I can probably spin the flag for anywhere from 40 to 48 seconds, 48, maybe 51 if you really that great. And it's not bad at all. So most of the teams, what they're going to be doing is they're going to be forcing to actually kill you instead of CC cap on you. But because you have a really good defenses as a Shadow Priest, that is also a very difficult thing to do. So at this point in time we're going to be wiping him there. I will spread out some 8s because I like 8s. I like cast classes that makes the other classes basically cry from the dot damage. I don't know why. I just like dots. Dots here, dot there, everybody's happy. And I'm gonna apply full dots on this warrior just because, I don't know, get him lower. The funny thing I found out is that Shadow Priests are actually very difficult against the second wind. I absolutely actually hate it as a Shadow Priest. And even though I was able to perfectly counter it on my Decay and my Demo Lock, very difficult for Affliction Lock to counter second wind. As a Shadow Priest, second wind is rough for you. But then again, I'm also not the top gear, so that probably could be the reason why. I also picked Halo. Halo because, first of all, even though it's a longer cooldown, it's a really good way to spin the flag. Besides Mindseer and Mass Dispel. The other reason why I like Halo because it does really good damage. It crits up to like 80-90k damage in PvP, and it's an AoE ability if you locate yourself further. And it also heals for like 60 to 90k as well. So when your team is dipping from a lot of like off damage, dot damage, Halo is a really good way to actually help your team to top it off. And on top of it, it's also a very good ability to damage the enemy team and maybe number pad at the same time. Another thing I found out about the Shadow Priest is one of their most amazing cooldowns is the life swap. And it actually saved the game for us against the 2300 team when the team tried to kill our FC, and I was able to life swap at 10k HP, and it actually gave us just about 3 seconds more to capture and kill the enemy FC and capture the flag. Everybody was like, freaking Reinhardt, I sometimes love you, man, just sometimes. So at this point in time we holding 3 bases. They came in very aggressively thinking that they're gonna take a base from us, and they paid for it with a high price, and we were able to kill them, and I got myself a commander. And to be honest, after that I pushed myself to roughly about 2157. Now guys, I'm not the best Shadow Priest in the world yet, but I am gonna be learning, I am gonna be getting better, I promise you that. Thanks everybody for watching, and more guides and more videos coming out soon. Thanks for watching, and до свидания.